Well, as we mentioned earlier, Education CS Amina Mohamed is at the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, where she is launching the 2017 KCSE candidate selection, or rather revealing. Let's briefly listen to her statement. All right, we apologize for that sound challenge. We'll take you back there later. Now, as we had mentioned, the government recently revived plans to ease the city's infamous traffic jams through lanes reserved for public transport, technically called the Bus Rapid Transit System. The Kenya National Highways Authority, Ken, has already started marking two major highways that will be used by high-capacity buses to ferry passengers. We talk about the opportunities and challenges of decongesting the city of Nairobi during the second hour of the broadcast. Let me introduce my guest before we take you back to that function. Joining me in studio at this time, let me start from my far right there. We have Constant Cap. He's an executive director, Kilimani Project Foundation. And right here next to me is Mark Ojal. Several titles, but the one I'll use for today is that he's an urban designer. I'll be coming to them shortly to have that discussion. But let's take you back to that function. I now trust we have that the sound of Education CS Amina Mohamed. Let's listen in.
The audit revealed both strengths and weaknesses of our universities and colleges in their quest to guarantee high-quality education outcomes. I commend today all those institutions that have already put in place measures to address the gaps that were highlighted in the audit report. I urge all universities to fully embrace the spirit of reforms and to continually review programs in order for us to achieve high standards of teaching and of learning. The ministry will offer all support that is necessary, but will also not hesitate to take on institutions that fail to implement necessary reforms, including, as you may have seen by now, by withdrawing their charters. Secondly, over the past month, we have experienced an industrial action by both teaching and non-teaching staff in some of our public universities. The courts have already spoken. They have provided direction on how the dispute should be resolved, and it should be done through the Ministry of Labour. Additionally, the Inter-Public Universities Council's Consultative Forum directed all staff to resume duty today to pave way for dialogue. The ministry welcomes the decision of the court and further supports the directive of the Inter-Public Universities Council Consultative Forum. We are ready to engage, and I assure all stakeholders of the government's determination to come up with a lasting solution to the perennial standoffs arising from CBAs every so often, in fact every 4 years. Thirdly, the government is paying particular attention to the TVET subsector. In a few days, I'll be gazetting a national qualification framework which spells out clear TVET pathways for all learners who do not qualify to join universities directly. Already, the ministry has asked the placement board to develop criteria for placing into degree courses applicants with diploma qualifications. This will actualize the alternative TVET pathway to university education. These efforts will contribute, ladies and gentlemen, to the national goal of producing adequate skilled labor to spur industrial growth envisioned in Vision 2030 and the Big Four agenda. Turning to the 2018-2019 selection of the total 606,394 candidates who sat the 2017 KCSE, 69,000 of them, in fact 69,151 of them, scored a mean grade of C+, the minimum required to join university. A total of 62,851 have successfully been placed to degree courses of their choice. Of this, 36,945, that's 58.78%, are male, and 25,906, that's 41.22%, are female. The increase in the number of female students making it to university is an indication that sustained government efforts towards gender parity in education are actually bearing fruit. In this year's selection, 553 students who qualified for degree courses opted for diploma courses and were placed in their program of choice. Further, 5,747, 8.3% of the students out of the 69,151 candidates who scored C+ and above have not secured placement. Of these, 2,128 did not apply at all, while 3,619 applied but could not competitively secure placement. I call upon the placement service, and they have indicated that here today, to reach out to those candidates individually and give them a chance to apply for courses of their choice. The Ministry, ladies and gentlemen, is determined to ensure that no qualified student is denied a chance to join our local universities. I expect a report of the unplaced students within 2 weeks. Additionally, those who have secured courses but wish to transfer to other courses, as has been indicated again, will be given a 1-month window between the 1st of May and the 30th of May 2018 to explore alternative options. Meanwhile, all successful applicants for universities and colleges will be informed of their courses through a direct short message service, SMS. They can also view their placement details through the Placement Service Students Portal. All Vice Chancellors and Academic Registrars will also be provided with their respective lists of placed students. Ladies and gentlemen, the number of students admitted to STEM courses has also been on the increase, from 20% levels recorded for a long time. Of the 62,851 already selected students, you'll be happy to note that 28,135, which is 44.76%, have been placed on STEM courses, compared to 34,716, which is 55.24%, who will be joining humanities. Of those joining STEM courses, 8,979, that's 31.91%, are female, while 19,156, 68%, are male. The Ministry is keen on increasing admissions to STEM courses and to addressing gender imbalances therein. In the same spirit, the Ministry will continue to ensure that candidates from minority and marginalized groups of all gender are not disadvantaged due to their unique environments and backgrounds. In this year's permanent placement, 2018-2019, we are admitting 971 candidates to join various universities based on affirmative action considerations. I'll repeat that. We are admitting 971 candidates to join various universities based on affirmative action considerations. As we undertake placements into our universities, we must remember the findings of an analysis of universities to show their competitiveness in the selection process conducted by the Ministry this year. The analysis was based on the field spaces compared with the declared capacities of each of our universities. Where some universities filled their capacities by 100%, others recorded extremely low student placement. In fact, one university did not attract even one applicant. I challenge the Commission on University Education and affected universities to ascertain the causes of this and to review their programs to make them attractive to students and relevant to the needs of our national labor market. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 2017 KCSE, 100,906 students scored between C plain and C minus, making them eligible for placement, diploma and certificate courses. With regards to diploma TVET courses, 28,866 students applied, which is a good number, and were duly placed to their courses of choice. So we have 28,866 students who applied to join TVETs and were duly placed in TVETs of their choice. Regarding certificate courses, a total of 213,600 students scored grades ranging from D- to E and were eligible to enrollment into vocational training centers for certificate and artisan courses. Of these, 5,324 students applied and were successfully placed. There will be continuous intake for diploma and certificate courses under government sponsorship in our TVET institutions. I encourage KCSE holders to apply for admission under such certificate courses. Let me conclude, ladies and gentlemen, by thanking all of you for being here, by commending the placement board, its management team and staff for a job very well done. Thank you very much. I also congratulate the placement service for developing a comprehensive strategic plan, which we will be launching shortly. Professor, it's now my pleasure to officially release the 2018-2019 placement cycle report, and I thank all of you for your attention. Thank you.
Education CS Amina Mohamed speaking on various issues affecting the education sector. This time, of course, she's launched the university selection report. She stated that no qualified student will be denied a chance to join the university. She's given procedures in case any student wants to change the university that they've been selected for, or the course rather, that they then know what to do. She says that the process was completed in a record 3 months, and placement for all 615,773 students who sat KCSE is now complete. She also took time to delve into the lecturers' pay dispute. Remember, this afternoon she's supposed to meet the chairman of all 31 universities and colleges for a crisis meeting in the latest efforts to resolve the lecturer strike, which enters its 40th day today. Well, she pretty much stuck to her script in kind of reading or giving updates in regards to the lecturers' pay dispute. She spoke about the court order, asking the lecturers to obey that court order. She spoke about the efforts carried out by the Inter-Public Universities Council's Consultative Forum, but she also said that this is something the government is keen to have resolved very quickly. And of course, she has that high-level crisis meeting later today with the 31 university and college chairmen to look for a way out of this, bearing in mind there was a lot of industrial action in 2017. We're seeing a lot of it now in 2018 as well. And of course, the student in the middle of all this is the one who is ultimately losing in terms of time and money as they await the return of their lecturers.